What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So good to see you guys again. I really enjoy when you stop by to take a look at some of the content I put out, and I hope that you continue to do that. I really can't say enough thanks for all the support that you guys give me. Looking to grow this channel into something big one day, so thank you for that. I want to talk a little bit today about the next week coming up, because it's going to be a pretty volatile week. Okay. We have a lot to worry about, right? So we're going to go over that. I'm going to go over some strategies I have and some things that we do need to look out for, right? I'm pretty sure everybody knows what the main point of this video is, but there are some other things that we need to discuss, okay? So before I get into it, I'm not a financial advisor, just some guy on the internet, just my opinion, okay? I do this for fun. So take it as it is, okay? While you guys are here, if you can, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All that stuff really helps me out. And, as I put out more stuff, you guys are going to be there along the ride with me. So thank you for the support. All right. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and just get into it. So first thing that I want to talk about, obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, which, there probably are some people still, but unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Donald Trump's been diagnosed with COVID-19, right? So he's tested positive for it, and he's had it for a few days now, and he's basically with good medical professionals right now, but they're monitoring his condition, right? He just went on video tonight, so I'm not, he looked like he was okay. This is actually it right here. And he said that, he's just listening to doctors. He's feeling a little better than he was the other day, but we do know that the incubation period's a little bit different with the COVID-19 virus, and it can basically be a couple days before you really start, seeing the severe symptoms. I think they said by day 8, if you're either going to go back to starting to get better, or you're going to start getting worse, and that's when the critical cases start happening, right? Like the ventilators and people who have extreme breathing issues, right? So usually that after about day 8, you start to see that you're either going in a good direction or a bad direction. This is pretty crazy. It's all happening right before the election's coming up. This isn't like something where it's May or something, it's an awkward time. We're in a volatile month already. And, this is just something that I feel like if it's not one thing, it's another, right? So, stocks did kind of take a little bit of a hit, but Mike Pence did test. He tested negative, so Mike Pence is technically acting as the president right now, while Trump, is in medical care, and he's basically taking a lot of those duties on. So this is the main focus, right? If Trump ends up going worse, let's say he ends up getting worse, right? He is, as you can see here, he's 74 years old. He's considered obese, or he has a body mass index that's categorized as being overweight. So he has some risk factors, right? His age, his body weight, these are all risk factors. And it's just something that I wanted to kind of, talk about is if day 8 comes, or sometime next week comes, and his condition starts deteriorating, that's going to be bad, guys. At least for markets, that's going to be bad. Now, as an investor, I always tell you this. Okay, the market's going to go with the news, right? So if Trump starts getting better, you're going to start seeing stocks go back up, right? If he gets into a bad condition, expect a big dip. And my strategy is this, right? Anything you're holding long term, really your strategy should be the same with long term plays, right? If you're going to hold something for 10 to 20 years, Trump dying or passing away from this, is that going to affect you in 20 years? Maybe. But, at the end of the day, probably not, right? So your long-term plays, as far as my strategy for that goes, I'm just it's business as usual for me with my long-terms, right? But I will stress this. If you have short-term plays, there may be a lot of volatility in those, and, you may have to kind of think about what you're going to do with your short-term plays, because, we don't know what to expect. I don't think this has ever actually happened, right? The other thing I wanted to talk about is there's 2 other things that could be concerning, right? So let's say Trump pulls through, right, and he's fine. Everybody he's been around has been around other people. So, we're starting to think, is Mnuchin gonna go positive? Is Nancy Pelosi gonna go positive? Is Joe Biden gonna go positive? Like, what is gonna happen, right? Because they were exposed at a later time frame. We're expecting the debate night, right? Is when Biden might have been exposed, if he is exposed. And although he has tested negative, it could be a false negative, right? So we don't know yet. Like, you could actually test for positive symptoms once you have it in you for a little while longer, because it's had time to grow and multiply. So these are other things to consider, guys. Like, even not just Trump. If Biden goes and gets it, if Nancy Pelosi goes and gets it, if these things happen, uh, it's gonna affect it. I don't think as much as Trump getting sicker, but you'll see a slight dip. Okay. Um, so this is the stuff we have to watch out for next week. Now, there is some shining light here, okay, and that is the stimulus bill, right? So Trump wants a stimulus bill done, okay. He just tweeted 9 hours ago, "Our great USA wants and needs a stimulus. Work together and get it done. Thank you." Listen, he's been saying this from the beginning. You know, Mitch McConnell, Stephen Mnuchin, Mark Meadows. I mean, pretty much everybody who's dealing with this, Nancy Pelosi, Congress, like the House of Representatives and the Senate, they need to get this done, because really we need a win. Like, really, I think we need a win to really help the economy, right? At this point, if you see that stimulus bill go through, you guys, wow, you're gonna see a big pump up, just like we've been experiencing this whole time, right? This whole summer, people will feel more secure to spend when they have the ability to pay rent and they have extra money, and this is just something we need, you guys, and I'm hoping that they get it through. So there's some things to watch out for next week, right? Will Trump deteriorate? Will we get new positives, right? Like Nancy Pelosi, will Joe Biden, like, will we get new positives next week, right? How far has this went? Because even if you tested negative now, you may go positive next week when it's had time to kind of stew and bake in you, right? And then, is the stimulus going to pass next week, right? It's pretty volatile, guys. It's going to be I would just say this: if you have money, keep it on the side for now, okay? Bide your time. I need you guys to concentrate on a few things, right? Like, what are the stocks that you're going to go in on, right? Have a plan, because when next week comes by, if you guys don't have a plan, what are you going to do? You're not going to know how to spend your money. Don't spread your money so thin that you don't get any of the benefits, right? This could be your chance to get a lot of position in maybe a few stocks. So pick your winners, okay? If something bad happens, go in on your winners, right? Go in on your long-term plays, because you're going to stick with them, and this is a buying opportunity. But watch things that you have a short-term investment in, because you may just want to flip it and get out when you can, because you don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say, guys. Just stay on your toes. Next week's going to be pretty volatile. You need to be paying attention pretty much all week, because, if Trump gets if he gets worse, or if we have members of Congress getting in there and they're getting worse, or, if the stimulus doesn't pass, or if the stimulus passes, I mean, anything can happen one day. If the stimulus passes, the stock market's going to climb. If Trump deteriorates, the stock market's going to sink. If members of Congress get sick, it's not going to be as bad as if Trump got worse. But I mean, you're still going to see problems, because they're in charge of passing the stimulus, right? Getting the stimulus bill passed. So just remember that, guys. We're in this together. If you guys have some ideas, throw it in the comments. What stocks are you guys going to roll with? What's your plan? Share this with each other, because this is what I want. I want a community where you guys can share your strategies with each other, and then that way, we become like this collective hive of knowledge, and it helps us, get better. And that's what I want for you guys, So, anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. It's been a wild week. We're gonna get through this, okay? Good times are coming. Trust me. We just got to hold on a little longer, and, we're going to ride the money train together, okay? So trust me, we're going to be fine. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me. once again, I will say it again because I always have to. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I got a Robinhood link down in the description in case you guys want a free stock. Helps me out because I get a free stock too. So that would be cool if you're looking to sign up with Robinhood. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.